Good evening. More than 1,500 police officers in the South East are now armed with tasers, including, for the first time, some volunteers.
Special Constables in Kent are among the first in the country to be equipped with the stun guns after a change in national regulations.
It comes as figures obtained by ITV News Meridian show that 1 in 4 police officers in Kent are now trained to use a taser, while in Sussex it's 1 in 5. Kit Bradshaw's exclusive report begins with tasers used during arrests.
An arsonist armed with a hammer lunges at police in Edenbridge.
Taser! 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 Get him!
Brought to the floor by 2 shots from a stun gun.
Taser! Taser!
In Gravesend, a knife-wielding burglar is quickly disarmed by the skin-piercing barbs of the same weapon.
Get on your front!
A weapon available to an ever-increasing number of police officers, including, for the first time, Special Constables. Scott Dawson is amongst the initial group of 6 volunteer officers in Kent to pass the same rigorous taser training as his full-time colleagues.
I think it's an incredible achievement to be able to also carry a taser. I've been a special for the last 7 years. We're out there with our regular counterparts facing the same sort of threat, risk and harm as them, and to be able to be equipped with taser is a form of equipment on us that can further keep ourselves safe and members of the public.
Have you noticed any difference in your interactions with members of the public now you've got that very visible yellow taser on your belt?
No, not at all. I think the public hold us in high regard in terms of and understand why we need to hold and carry taser. Albeit obviously it's there to protect them as well.
ITV News Meridian can reveal the significant rise in the number of police equipped with the electroshock weapons in the South East over recent years. A Freedom of Information request has found that in Kent there were just 175 officers trained to carry tasers a decade ago. But by this year that had risen 5-fold to 1,016 officers. That means 1 in every 4 police officers in Kent is able to carry the weapons on duty. In Sussex, it's a similar picture. In 2012, just 14 officers were trained to use the equipment. By last year, that had risen to 613, representing 1 in every 5 Sussex officers, with a decision on giving the stun guns to Special Constables in the force currently under review. Back in Kent, the latest cohort are put through their paces. For 3 years now, all frontline officers in the county have been able to apply to carry a taser, a decision the outgoing Chief Constable stands by.
In 2016, and every year since, the number of assaults on police officers have grown dramatically. In Kent last year, over 1,600 of my officers assaulted. And therefore, it's those officers that I need to protect. And I think if you go back to the basics of what the public want from the police, they want us to keep them safe, they want us to be on the streets, they want us to be visible, and they want us to deal with very violent offenders.
One policing expert who worked on the first taser rollout believes their wider use will need to be studied closely.
There's risk, of course, with any major developments in policing, but as long as officers are properly trained, it's deployed appropriately, and there is that transparency and accountability. I see that risk is easily managed.
The police watchdog has raised concerns about the impact of increased taser use on public confidence and has called for better training and monitoring. But senior officers insist they are a vital tool to keep the police and the public safe.
Testing taser.
Kit Bradshaw, ITV News, Maidstone.